Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm playing in the Dina Wakley Media Journal and I have already added some texture paste with a stencil from Stencil Girl to the background of the page. What I've also done is I've primed the page before I've added the texture paste with Aquaground. And now I'm playing with my watercolors. I really enjoy using the watercolors in this journal, especially on the white paper, but I think it needs to be primed with the Aquaground. Otherwise, the colors sink immediately into the paper. It's almost like a fabric, and you can't move it around and you can't play with it. The texture paste I've used is called a Crackle Paste, and that's from my local online art supply store, and I have to say that it doesn't really crack that much. You have to add a very thick layer, and using it with a stencil, the layer doesn't get thick enough to get good cracks. If you want to watch a video for the journal page that is on the left side, I have linked this up in the top right corner info box of the video screen. You will also find a link to my blog where I've posted photos of this page. The watercolors I'm using are from different brands, and I believe the pink that I've used here is the Rose Madder from Mijello Mission Gold and the Quinacridone Gold from Sennelier. I'm not 100% sure which purple I'm using here, but I am thinking it's from vanGogh, and it is a quinacridone purple. The purple that I'm using next is definitely from vanGogh. It's their Dusk Violet, and it's an amazing granulating color. Next, I'm using the Dusk Yellow from vanGogh. I really adore their granulating colors, especially on that paper, because the granulating black pigments sink into the texture of the paper, and that gives a really interesting effect. I'm adding in some more red, but I can't remember which color this was. I think it's from Mijello Mission Gold, and to me it looks like kind of a poppy red. When the watercolors are dry, I come back in with the stencil I've used for the texture on the background, and I'm using white paint with a makeup sponge, and I just bring back the stencil image again. Now it's time to come in with some stenciling, and I've already added some mixed media stamping to the background using StazOn ink together with stamps with the mixed media marks from Rubber Dance. Of course, I have linked all the stamps I've used in the description box. When I do background stamping, I often try to use different colors, not only black. I try to use colors that are already on my page, and I also always do some second and third generation stamping, which means that I don't ink up the stamp after every time I've stamped it. I just stamp it once, twice, and a third time sometimes to get a different intensity of the color. I also bring in some black to the background because my main image for this page will be one of our new wildflowers, and it's outlined in black. So I have something on the page in black as well, and that makes look everything more cohesive. When I'm done with stamping, I also add some white splatters. When the splatters are dry, I am adhering my flowers. I've stamped them to watercolor paper and also colored them in with watercolors. I created kind of a base for the flowers from some leftover papers. I glued them together and added also some of that stitching stamps to them to make it look as they were sewn together. To finish the page up, I've added a sentiment. The words are embossed with white to black cardstock. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope we see us next time. Bye!